Hey, welcome to Maple Leaf America from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. And we have a fantastic show for you this week. We'll meet a Toronto-born hockey player turned broadcaster who has been adopted by this fair city. And a very special travelogue with the Hound himself, a limo ride, and some Philly cheesesteaks. It's all ahead on this edition of Maple Leaf America. Welcome back to Maple Leaf America. Welcome back to Philadelphia. Don't forget to try to spot the Team Fear patch at some point during the show. It'll make a cameo appearance. Sitting here on the banks of the Delaware River in front of the Ben Franklin Bridge, which leads to the state of New Jersey. In fact, a lot of the athletes from Philly live on the other side of the bridge for traffic or convenience purposes, what have you. One guy that was not the greatest athlete on the ice, but has been outstanding on the air, is a Toronto native who works here in Philly. His name is Steve Coates. Here, he is lovingly referred to as Coatesy. Native Torontoan Steve Coates is now a true blue Philadelphian. His energetic TV exploits have endeared him to the sports community and made him a local icon among the hockey crowd.
Lovely, yeah.
We got the Cheesesteak.
I'm just being me. Being a former player and having a passion for the game, I think is half the battle. And just bringing what my personality is, if you knew me, I mean, I would have been on Ritalin as a kid. I mean, that's no two ways about that. I was a hyperactive kid. I was always in trouble as a kid. So I guess that probably all put together has helped me do what I do. Hey, you ready? Come on, we're ready to go. What are we doing? Okay. This is Dave Schultz, everybody.
What most helps Coatesy do what he does is kinetic energy. He never seems to stop moving, even when he's sitting still. His hands, his eyes, his head, and of course, his mouth.
Cheer up, Coatesy, will you? Hi, buddy. You know, I was a typical hockey player, and I can still see it in some players today. Oh, yeah, I could go and do that job, just go in and talk about the game and what's going on in the game. And until you do it on a regular basis, you don't realize how tough it is. I was very fortunate to start with a guy named Gene Hart, who is, to this day, probably one of the top 3 broadcasters ever. I will always consider him the voice of the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, he was absolutely outstanding, and that's the way I started. So all of a sudden, 84, 85 in that area, they had this idea that we needed a host between periods. I'd never been in a television studio, let alone being behind a camera and talking by myself. No teleprompter or anything like that, and it was a horrible, horrible experience.
Bruins 2 and the Canucks 1. Both clubs came out
sitting behind an anchor desk reading scores and what have you, probably not the best scenario for Coatesy. Gradually, he and producers realized the best idea was to just turn him loose.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coatsy's Corner. If you didn't have the opportunity to see the game against the Minnesota Wild the other night, you missed a great fight between
the eventual and current product, an intermission feature called Coatsy's Corner.
I mean, Coatsy's Corner is perfect for the personality of Steve Coates. I mean, he's zany. He likes to look at the offbeat nature of the sport a lot of times. In fact, personally, I think that the best Coatsy's Corners are the funny ones, the ones where he's playing pranks on the players and they're playing pranks on him and things like that. And it's also instructional, which is good too. But I mean, it's a perfect forum for him. He's got so much to say about the game of hockey, and now he's got his own little time to say at every game, which is good.
I got to tell you, I've been doing this a long time. That's the best fight I've ever seen in a Flyers uniform.
Whoa, Coatesy. Hey, great fight, Jimmy. Great fight. But what you just say? That's the best fight you ever saw?
Yeah.
Didn't you see any of my fights? How about that Rolf fight?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you're going to be here. I didn't think.
Oh, that's too much incorrect. This is a young fighter. You're too old to be out here fighting. How about my fights with the Howards and the Nystroms and all that stuff when I did very well at that?
Yeah, you guys are pretty good. I guess I didn't know you guys were going to be here.
Hey, Coatesy, who are these guys?
Coatesy's main gig is providing color to the analysis of former Hockey Night in Canada commentator Gary Dornhofer. They work together within the dynamic of a three-man booth.
We have to use a lot of hand signals. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if you don't, you're going to step on everybody's toes. But the idea is, even when play is going on, to get in, to get out, so that you don't leave your play-by-play guy in a vulnerable position.
So, Coatesy, while we have you, let's do some commentating on this year's team and your goaltending.
The team is a team that's not going to allow a lot of opportunities. They're not going to give you a lot of opportunities as rebounds. And so all the goaltenders got to do is basically look at 20 to 25 shots a game and do a good job. And I think that everybody in the league right now agrees that this is a very good hockey team. I mean, 4 great lines, 7 defensemen that can play. So yeah, maybe all the ingredients are there today. It's certainly a lot of fun watching.
Coatesy's expertise as a commentator-entertainer does not reflect his career on ice. As a player, Steve Coates was not necessarily the real deal.
The only reason I got to Philadelphia's camp was a gentleman named Alex Davidson, who's a Toronto guy, was the chief scout at that time for the Philadelphia Flyers. And I had played with his son Brad in Markham. And I came here, and I was lucky enough to have a good training camp. I was sent to Des Moines my first year, and I had a couple of good years. I had a real good year the one year in Richmond. But outside of that, I was just a hard-working guy. As a small guy, I'd fight when I had to, but I was just lucky on a year-to-year basis.
After being traded to Detroit in 1977 in a 6-player deal, Coatesy's playing luck ran out. His NHL career essentially ended with one of the league's more comically infamous plays.
I'd had a bad groin before I got there, and we played Buffalo the first night, and I wrenched it against the Buffalo Sabres. So the very next night we flew to to New York Rangers rather. So I went to Lefty Wilson and I said, I can't even move, let alone play tonight. I give you this, and I can't believe you're doing this. You just got traded here. So about a week and a half went by, and Larry Wilson came into me and he said, I need you to play. I said, Larry, I'm not ready to play. We were playing the New York Islanders at home. And I said, I can't play. He said, don't worry, I'll play you a couple of shifts. I just need you. I'm short a guy. So I said, okay, I'll play. Well, he comes into the dressing room to give us the opening lineup and the opening pep talk, and he's got me in the opening lineup. So I play a regular shift in the first period. We get into the second period. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, really protecting the groin because it was high. And the puck came back to the point to Burt Marshall. He takes the shot, I block it. So now all of a sudden the puck goes back into the neutral zone. I pursue it, and I have a breakaway. Nobody's even close to me. And I get to the red line, forget about my groin pops right up into my belly. So I get to the far blue line, I can't even move anymore. I fire the puck in the corner and I skate off the ice. And the crowd went from a yay to a boo in the same breath. So that's what I'm remembered for. Not for anything else, but my 5 games in the NHL that I get remembered for having to throw the puck in the corner on a breakaway.
A play symbolic of Coatesy's lighthearted nature. On television,
especially when you get a little older and play alumni games, you get a little heavy in here. Now you can't even bend over. You're lucky enough to see the skates.
And off.
In fact, I'll take the night off. We're in good shape.
He grew up in Toronto.
I could probably name you the starting lineup from the '67 Stanley Cup Leafs.
But now he's all about Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Flyers, and then Rocky on the back. I'm always called a homer, which I always take that as a compliment because I have this big thing up on my check that looks just like a Flyers logo. But how can you not be a fan and a homer if you're a Flyers broadcaster? And I always considered myself representing the guy sitting with that beer, watching the game in his recliner at home. And I think that's what this is all about. I mean, we don't want the Flyers to lose. We don't want to say bad things about our hockey team. I mean, everybody's going to have an opinion about our players, but we want to look at it half full, not half empty. And I think that's what Philadelphia fans, they're hard, and they're going to be hard on you. But I'll tell you what, if you win, there ain't nothing like it as far as this town's concerned.
Coatesy works where the Flyers play at the Wachovia Center, which is right across the parking lot from where the Flyers won their cups at the Spectrum, where the AHL Phantoms play. Now, if you go across another street, you'll come here to the Citizens Bank Park. Being completed for their baseball team, the Phillies. They'll start playing here in the springtime, which is just across the parking lot from the Phillies and the Football Eagles' old home, Veterans Stadium. Tommy, a shot of Veterans Stadium, please, right there. Now, if you go across another street and another parking lot, you come to the Lincoln Financial Field, which is the new home to the Philadelphia Eagles, as I mentioned, the football team. It's this huge, sprawling complex of athletics here in Philadelphia. Much more ahead. We will talk with a Flyers legend. In fact, that Flyers legend will cruise around town with us, and we'll try to find the best Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Welcome back to Maple Leaf America. It's time for this week's travelogue segment. We have a very special guest, Bob Kelly, the Hound Dog.
Looking up to you,
Hi,
man.
buddy.
Looking up to you, man. Which way you want to go here?
Right here, buddy. Just don't drop him.
No. We're all right with that.
All right. We're we're competing, but we're not really competing. We're on a mission today. We're going to go check out Philly cheesesteaks. All right, Bob, where are we going first?
We're going to Pat's Steakhouse here. It's one of the legendary places in South Philadelphia. It's big on the political stop. Everybody comes here, gets involved. You're probably going to be very well received with that Maple Leaf jersey on.
South Philly.
Legendary.
How is it?
Good.
Perfect?
How you doing, Bob Kelly? Good.
Bob officially works as an ambassador of hockey for the Flyers. The job comes easy for him. Most in South Philly recognize him immediately.
Thanks for having us here.
Hey, my pleasure. You guys want to taste some cheesesteaks or what?
Yeah.
We're ready.
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you want onions on it?
Oh, yeah, good.
What kind of cheese you like? American cheese, provolone, or cheese based?
American.
American mushroom with no onions or onions?
Onions.
American mushroom with, cut it in half, please.
There you go. Pretty simple. The Hound and I will try 5 establishments and rate them.
Buns and rolls here. You can't get that in place. All right.
All right.
Look at that. I better get you some napkins. You're going to be one messy lad.
We're
We
gonna
need
be
a table,
full.
wherever you want to get.
Taste test number 1. Philly cheesesteak number 1 with mushies and onions.
It smells good so far.
It really does
It
smell
does
good.
good.
Smell that.
Smell that. You can't. It's TV. You can't smell.
Oh, yeah. Now I know why they always talk about these things.
Well, you're wearing it all over so far.
Oh, man.
Is it juicy enough for you?
I haven't washed this thing in 3 years.
It smells like it too.
Tradition, Philly tradition.
What's up?
Go Flyers.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Pat's was delicious. Right across the street, Gino's. Gino's Steaks. This got a little more of an elaborate kind of a...
A little different setting, yeah.
What are we doing? What do I want?
I think we ought to go with the, with the American cheese again. Yeah, with the fried
American?
onions.
Do the
Yo,
exact
please.
comparison?
Exactly.
Onions, American?
Yep.
Yep, please.
Did you check the pictures out here and see all the famous people? Pat Coatesy.
9 and 10.
Guys are in here.
You want to eat inside with this booth?
Here.
Because we have a private booth inside.
All right, private
All right.
booth. See the private booth. You got a private booth. Okay. Private booth. The private booth allows these Philadelphians to do what they do best. Chat, kibitz, about whatever.
Bears Bar is one that I've wandered into. You can always wander into a bar around here. I mean, it's just they're just great people. It's the heartbeat of Philadelphia.
Yep.
For the Eagles, for the Phillies.
So how's your cheesesteak?
It's excellent. All right, well, we've only done 2, and it's impossible to choose. And I'm coming out of here with somebody bringing me pretzels and shirts. You got the...
I got the bill.
Hey, all right, Bob, I'm thinking we couldn't decide what our rating system was going to be, but I think it'd be quite appropriate is to do the bone here, the dog bone, the Hound, Bob Kelly. He hands these out. So we'll give 1 to 4 dog bones, and it's a toss-up so far.
But I have my favorite, so I'm leaning more towards.
I do as well.
Yeah,
And-
well, you're wearing your first one. I want you to know that. So.
And we got a little variation coming up, I'm told.
Yeah, we're going to do a little Greek style. Bitars in Philly. We're right around the corner here. So, it's, again, there's many different foods you can eat here in Philadelphia. And this should be a very interesting stop, I think.
So we're kind of here at the Greek place, and look who walks in.
Joe Wasson!
All right, what do we got, Joe?
What we have here, we have some tabbouleh salad that consists of onions and tomatoes and some leaves. I don't know what the leaves are, but it's certainly very, very healthy. Very, very healthy.
That's lamb and beef.
Lamb and beef.
Yeah.
Lamb and beef.
We have a little mixture here, right?
Yeah, sure.
So,
A smorgasbord.
Good job.
That's not a Greek term, though.
good hospitality so far, though?
Sheesh. Unbelievable.
Thanks to Joe. Joe's the king of South Philly.
I like your variation. Mix it up.
Yeah, it's a little mix up there and just kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. And you know what? We really just are just sampling this. And this gentleman here, he kind of like just cleaned his all up. I mean, he's right down to his knuckles. I mean,
Holy moly over
he didn't
here.
leave anything left.
Jude, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Delicious. I know you got a lot of fans of your establishment here among the Flyers.
The Flyers, the alumni. guys and the Flyers that are playing now.
Good stuff. Look at them.
Joe, we're interrupting you, Joe.
I mean, check out these they're called Philly pretzels, right?
Philadelphia pretzels.
Look at these things. Look at these things. Hey, what's this?
Pretzel cane.
Wow. Next up, Tony Luke's.
We might have problems in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, feel free to lead the way.
I think we might have problems in here. That's for sure. Oh yeah. Hi guys, how you doing? Who's got a question down here? Who said something about a cup? What's that?
Bob is a popular guy, but we didn't want to cut in line at Tony Luke's, so we went right into the kitchen, and Bob made our own.
Take that baby out of there. So my pile's not as nice and neat as yours, right? Yours is coming.
An actual Bob Kelly cheesesteak.
Yeah, why is that? Yeah, I cooked it myself. Yeah. Official dog burger, yeah.
One more contestant. That's where we're going next. All right, Bob, where are we now, buddy? I have no idea where we're
Well, we're at South Street and 4th, and this is, I think, it's our last stop here, Cheesesteaks.
Yep.
So far, we've got a lot to choose from. So let's see what this is all about. We're getting bigger. Here. Hello. How you guys doing? All right. Randall. You guys in here yet? Everybody said their favorite stop in, right?
Yeah.
Danny Glover.
12 cheesesteaks in an hour and a half? Oh my God. Can you get drunk on meat? Look at him. Hound Dog got to make his. Now it was my turn. Oh, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Good job.
Little onions there, onions? All right, Bob, this is it, number 5.
Very good.
We have to get down to working out, handing out some dog bones now. Oh, roll me in.
Overserved and stuffed, I can see that.
All right, let's go around again.
No, I don't think so. I think once around was enough for today.
All right, we got to rate we got to hand out the dog bones now. Pat's, it's on a best of 4 dog bones. I'm gonna give it I'm giving it 4.
You're giving it 4? I can't give it more than 3.
All right.
That's the best I can do for Pat's.
All right. Geno's.
I'm giving Geno's the 4. They get 4 big bones.
I'll go 3.5 for Geno's. 3.5 for Geno's. So that gives them a half bone lead. Then we had a bit of a diversion. We went Greek for a bit and had the wrap.
I'm giving Joe Watson 2 bones for being the best guest we've had here today.
All right, I'll give 3 bones to the wrap variation. Then we checked out Tony Luke's.
I'm giving Tony Luke's people 4 bones, not the sandwich. The sandwich is only getting 3 bones.
I'll go 3 bones as well. And then right back here, Jim's.
Well, I think Jim's, we got to give a 3 for the food, but really that atmosphere is right up there. I mean, they're gung-ho about it. So 4 bones for atmosphere, 3 for the sandwich.
Yeah, a little different neighborhood. Interesting memorabilia in there and all that. I'll give it a 3 for the sandwich as well, but a lot of fun at Jim's. So there you have it. That's the official Bob Kelly, Rob Simpson tour of Philadelphia cheesesteak dog bone ranking.
6-pound trip.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap all the way around. We're wrapped and done. We're all set for the holidays.
Couldn't have done it without Chuck, who's driving us around here in the rig. Beautiful rig. And of course, Joe Cadillac, who basically took care of business.
He did a good job. Good job, Joe.
Great job.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Outstanding.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
It's a pleasure. Back in a bit.
Hi, I'm Amanda from Philadelphia. Did you see the patch? Oh, you missed it. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the city of brotherly love.
Leafs suck!
Earlier in the show, we referenced the fact that all the Philadelphia sports teams and their facilities are in close proximity, which can be very unusual and beneficial for the Flyers and the Phantoms.
Go to hell!
I just got sent down to the Philadelphia Phantoms of the AHL. Logistically, being sent down to the Phantoms is not that big a deal. I'm told not since the Boston Braves and Bruins played in the same building has the NHL seen such a convenient arrangement. The Flyers and Phantoms dressing rooms are separated by a parking lot.
Well, it's really easy for us to keep a handle on everything with the American League team, the development of the players, working with the coaches on a daily basis or certainly a weekly basis. I think the biggest factor is that the AHL players are able to observe free of charge a lot of our hockey games live, and so there's a real anticipation that they know what it takes to play. And just the convenience part of being able to call a guy up for a practice, it affords us to carry less players and keep all the players playing. So if we've got a young guy and we want to send him to the Phantoms and we're playing Thursday, we can just push him there on Friday if they've got a game. And so it really the positives way outweigh the negatives.
Especially considering the Flyers and Phantoms use the same practice rink across the Delaware River in Voorhees, New Jersey.
Certainly the fact that we get to share this facility, we have a great facility, as you can see, with all the resources for our players to take advantage of. We have the common area upstairs, which is a workout room, and the ability for players to stay in their homes and not be in hotels, and getting called up or sent down really doesn't affect their life outside the rink. And I think it also allows, tonight we're going to get Fedoruk and Jimmy Vandermeer down and play with us. They haven't played in a while, coming off injury. Somik's been in the lineup, Chenard's been in the lineup. It's a great opportunity for the Flyers to get these guys in game shape, get a game or two under their belt, and then they're more able to step in and resume their level of play with the Flyers. And likewise, when there are injuries, our guys are easily recalled, whether it's for a day, a game, a practice. They're just walk down the hall or across the parking lot and they're up with the big club.
Actually my situation is, all the D-men there are healthy, and this is a way to keep me playing without all the travel. So, it's definitely a good thing that the team's this close.
On the business side, the Spectrum to Wachovia Center proximity offers specific challenges.
The buildings are booked so often, that we have such a difficult time getting dates, with all the teams that play in these buildings. You got, the Wings that are about to start up over there. You got an Arena League football team going in here. They're constantly packed with concerts, ice shows, circuses. I mean, it's inevitable. We play against them 3 times this year, same exact time.
But the two clubs look at the glass half full, a full-time opportunity to market hockey to every socioeconomic group and to promote all of the players in the organization right in each other's backyard. Did you see the Team Fear Your Patch? It was in with the pretzels, our cheesesteak dessert, during our taste test with Bob Hound Dog Kelly. That's going to wrap it up from historic Philadelphia as I sit outside Independence Hall, where back in the late 18th century, the founding fathers of the USA signed the Constitution, the basis of the government. Hey, next week we cross the country to the Bay Area, beautiful San Francisco and San Jose. We look forward to talking to you then on Maple Leaf America.